up, friends? This is Jake Brown, aka Uncle Cardboard, and I'm so excited because this is the very first video on my brand new channel. Yay! My old one had too many strikes for eating food in the shower. Moving on. Today I want to introduce you to the Open Draft Project, and basically the way it works is that I get some of your favorite drafters to all sit down at the same seat and look at essentially the same pool of cards, only not exactly the same pool of cards. What happens is that they'll draft and then the bots will adapt based on whatever they're doing, and people make different decisions based on card evaluation, color preference, etc. So it creates this butterfly effect, like my close personal friend and fellow Cedar Rapidian Ashton Kutcher knows all about. What up, Chris? Now, I would love to put all of their decisions down into one singular article, but let's face it, not all of you are very strong readers. No, it's just there are so many different ways that this all branches out, butterfly effect, and honestly, it would take me a million words to write, and I am lazy. Now, if you want the TLDR version, there is a link to my article in the description. There's also links to all of the players' draft logs, so you can see step-by-step what they do, and there's also a link to do the draft for yourself. But I will say one big caveat. DraftSim, the company that's generous enough to provide this technology for us, has updated the bots since then. So your draft picks will be a little bit different than what you'll see the pros doing. If you want to do that, pause now. And we're back. In this draft, we have Alex Nikolic, Ben Stark, Cedric Phillips, Kenji Eggashira, we have Ryan Saxe, Sam Black, and Voxy. So just a star-studded draft event. All right, that's enough out of me. Let's go ahead and see the first draft. We'll be going in that same alphabetical by first name, because I'm not very smart, order.
So I believe I would just take Falcon Abomination out of this pack. If I can, I really want to start in or black. I like white as well. And I like both the gold cards in this pack, Join the Dance and Sacred Fire. But I think Falcon Abomination just being monocolored and blue, one of the best colors, is where I would start. All right, moving on to this pack. Nothing too exciting. There's Vampire Socialite, which is, looks like a powerful card, but I think Vampires is a deck that doesn't reach requisite power level as often as I would like. I think I would just take Stormkirk Blood Thief here. It's close between that and Shipwreck Sifters. I like Shipwreck Sifters a lot in blue-white. I think Blood Thief is just like a generically good black card, though, and pretty good in blue-black because you find, you have a decent amount of evasive creatures, so I would take that. All right, moving on here. Okay, well, this is a lot easier. I would just take Eaten Alive here. Great black card. Goes with, we already picked a good black card. There's Early Bird Breaker, which is a decent uncommon. I think that, big picture in the set, green and red are a good, there's a big divide between the green and red cards and the blue, white, and black cards. So, I could see in some worlds, Burly Breaker being the pick here, but I would just take Eaten Alive as a good black card. All right. And I'm very happy to pick up Ecstatic Awakener here. I think this is one of the most underrated cards in the set currently. I think people have caught on to that it's a good playable card, but I think it is up there with like the tippity top commons like Organ Hoarder and Revenge of the Drowned. Like this is just I'm super thrilled to pick this up. It's just 4/4 mana 4/4 draw card so much of the time. So I'd be totally into that. All right, so we're deep into black, and there's not really a good black card I want to take here. There's the Bat Whisperer, which is fine. I've actually played the card, and it's not been the worst. Kind of a weird pick here, but I would actually just take Winterthorn Blessing. Like, we just took 3 black cards, and that's, obviously this doesn't touch black at all, but it's really the only card in the pack I care about, quote-unquote. And so, like, we have this Falcon Abomination. I can see a world, like, we end up blue-green. I'm not going to miss anything from my black deck here, basically. Okay, so now we get Contortionist Troop, which is the only good card in this pack, I would say. Rotting Reunion and No Way Out are like fringe playables in black decks if I need to, if I need to dip into the lower tier of playables, say I swapped lanes late on, I will play those, but I think Contortionist Troop's pretty good in most green decks. Okay, so now we can move back into a color I like. We can take Startle. Startle is another, actually, I think, really underrated card. Again, just like Ecstatic Awakener, I think that's a card that people have caught on that is good, but I think it's even better than most people think. We're taking it here, what, 7th? I wouldn't be too sad to, like, 3rd pick the card. So that's nice. That goes in our potential blue-black deck or our potential green-blue deck. Okay, last latter part of the pack here. I don't mind Drowned Guard Amalgam. Actually, Amalgam is a card that, it's a 5-drop. Can't talk up a 5-drop too much, but I think that I've been really impressed with it in green-blue, because green-blue really appreciates you milling cards, because it has a lot of back cards. And, sometimes my blue decks just happen to have a bunch of disturbed cards as well. So, yeah, I'll take Amalgam. Okay, our wheel pack here. There's some white cards. We haven't really seen any other white cards that have pulled this in, and so I don't really think I'm going to be speculating on those here. Soulgrad Griff is a playable card. Sacred Fire is great too. It's like the exact opposite of where we are. I think it's very unlikely we can pivot into like a good white-red deck. So I'll just take Croaking Counterpart. That's a fine card in blue-green. Okay, so this is best of 3. I'll just take Return to Nature. I think Warcraft Behemoth is quite bad. The thing about this format is that everything that costs more than 3 and doesn't generate immediate value gets so punished because there's so much, there's an abundance of an abundance of removal, and it's all pretty cheap. So not only are you going to be trading down when you cast a 5-mana creature and they kill it a lot of the time, the Warcraft Banshee asks you to sacrifice something. Sometimes it's just a zombie, which isn't that big of a deal, but you're still sacrificing some resource. So yeah, I'm not about putting Warcraft Behemoth in my deck, so I just take the Return to Nature. I like Harvesting Sentry actually quite a bit in blue-green, so let's take that. I'll take a Plummet for the sideboard. Heirloom Mirror is not very playable. And I guess we'll take the Abin, the post. And sure, Hedges, yeah. Okay, interesting. So yeah, so I think at this point we could, I think we're just walking the line here, basically. We picked up some good black cards, but then they kind of dried up, and we picked up some good blue-green cards near the end of the pack there, so pretty willing to be blue-green or blue-black, maybe black-green, but that's a deck that I would prefer not to be in if I can help it generally. So out of this pack, I would take the Mentor here, the Dawn Hornet Mentor. I think that's actually a premium green uncommon. It comes down, it blocks well, and then it threatens to end the game later. So yeah, big fan of that one. Okay. So now we can take the Creeper here, the Golden Common. Yeah, we are moving. This is the kind of an inflection point in the draft where I think before we were kind of walking the line and we could have been black, blue, or multiple decks. I'm not saying that we're going to lock in here by any means, but I think this is a point where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting to the point where I've taken enough good green cards and I've got this Golden Common now that I am more likely to focus in on blue-green. So I'll take the Creeper here. Okay, so out of this pack, so there is another Dawnheart Mentor, but I would just be taking Revenge of the Drowned here. Another card, I've been saying this a lot, but it's I think that this is a card that people have caught on that is good, but it's even better than I think people think. I've got a lot of questions in chat from the people being oh, isn't this just a bounce spell? And this is a 1-for-1, right? It puts it on top. Either they skip their draw step or they put it on the bottom. They completely, it's just gone forever pretty much. And it creates that 2/2 decay zombie. It's a lot closer to Flame Tongue Kavu than it might seem, and it's in an instant as well. And it's really cool that green blue gets a really good piece of interaction, which usually that doesn't happen. This pack's pretty unexciting. Let's just take Dissipate. Usually my green blue decks. Oh, I should frame this by the way. My green blue decks are usually tempo based. Not so much rampy, green blue flashing back a bunch of stuff. The flashback stuff's often incidental value. I'm often trying to be a little bit more tempo based. So we'll take Dissipate here, but I think Dissipate is a card I'm not playing that often in green blue in my green blue decks because I'm tapping out a lot. We'll take it as the only playable card. Okay, so unexciting pack. Let's just take the Bird Admirer. I think that is a fine card, but I'm hoping not to play it. Okay, so let's take Silverbolt. Yeah, and another reason that green-blue is advantaged in this format where sometimes green-blue suffers with not having interactions is, I was saying, it gets Revenge of the Drowned, but also it Silverbolts, which is just a colorless removal spell that I'm happy to play 2 of in basically any deck. So let's just take that. Okay, so there's another Winterthorn Blessing. Perfect for this green-blue tempo deck we're building here. And it's kind of funny too that speculative blessing that we took like early or mid pack one really set the course for us being able to pivot into green-blue nicely. I'll take Jack-o'-lantern. That card has some application sometimes, especially in green-blue, where you're like instantly milling your fixing. So, yeah, I'm happy with the second John Nerd Amalgam here, especially after we picked up another flashback spell. I'll take Hallowed Hunt, decent like tempo aggressive card. Our Return to Nature sideboard card. Yeah, same. Yeah, and sure, Siphon Insight as the rare here. Okay. Oh, how lucky! How lucky are we? We open up a Dolliver's Huntmaster, just like top like 2 rares in the set, and we happen to be a green. Fantastic! Yeah, that's awesome. We'll take that and laugh laugh all the way to the bank. All right, this pack much less exciting, but I do like Might of the Old Ways here. Again, I think that green as a tempo deck is something that I like. Or sorry, green blue as a tempo deck is something I like, and Might is just like a fine card in that space. Darnheart Rejuvenator would be a decent card too for like a more rampy green blue deck, but that's not what we are, and so we really don't want Darnheart Rejuvenator here. Okay, so I would take a look at my spell count to see if Delver is playable. I don't think it is. I think we're not quite there. I would just take Consider. Consider's nice. It sometimes draws you a card if you have flashback stuff, and you can often replace the first land with a Consider. So you can play like 16 lands, especially in a lower curve deck. Secrets of the Key is kind of, you might think this is a card that you might want because you're like self-milling yourself a little bit, but I think Secrets is just like way too slow in this format outside of very specific decks. You just don't have time in this format for like super tempo negative card draw. Okay, so nothing too exciting here. There's the flashback spell here, but I don't think I would take that. I would just take the 5-drop here, Candlelit Cavalry. A Cedric Farmer. Yeah, that's great. That card's fantastic. Does everything we want. So let's just grab that. That's another like hugely underrated common. I think the limited, the people who are privy to paying attention to limiting content and just like play a lot of limited are drafting this card highly. But the general arena population, I was looking at the stats last night. This is actually the 12th most picked green common, and this is the best green common in my books. I think that. I don't know, people might see the milling as a downside, or like might not clock that this draws you a card so much of the time, like just by the numbers, if you just cast it on 3 with no other lands in your graveyard, and just plays really well with what's going on here. So yeah, happy to jam that. Okay, so I think we just want either Gale Drifter or Pestilent Wolf here as a 2-drop. We need a little 2-drop count here. We don't have too many, honestly. I think we need to fill out our 2-drop slot a little more. Yeah, quite poor, actually. Let's just take a 2-drop. Let's take the Pestilent Wolf over Gale Drifter. I think Gale Drifter is fine, but I think that, we've got enough expensive stuff. Okay, well, now we will take a Gale Drifter, I think. I think the Unsummon here, the Fading Hope, is very, very medium. Hoping not to play it most times, especially like, Winterthorn Blessing is just such a much better tool for pushing damage. So yeah, I'll just take the Drifter. Okay, we'll take Bounding Wolf as a cheap creature. Plummet, we're not losing we're not losing the Flyers. We got all the sideboard cards in the world. Yeah. Sure, let's take another Plummet. And sure, the Armor. And yeah, Turn to Earth, sure. And oh, nice. Another 2-drop wheeling is actually pretty important for us. Cool. Kind of cool. We do have the Creeper plus Croaking counterpart combo too. You can actually just like infinitely loop those. You can like make a copy of your Creeper and do that and like buy it back, so you can make infinite 1/1s given enough time. So what's our 1 cut here, or 2 cuts, I guess. I get it's either 1 or 2 cuts because I was saying you could consider playing Consider as a land here, and well, it just basically depends if there's anything I feel too poorly about. Is there? I would cut the Bramble Armor. Actually, let's cut that one. And yeah, there we go, and then like really happy playing these. I play Howl. I'll play these. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just do this. 16 lands. And actually, you know what? We got a 6-drop. Let's go. Let's just go cut the Howl and Howl or Bounding Wolf. Yeah, let's cut the Howl. Oh man, this is tough. Could be Candlelit Cavalry too. That's another card that I'm not. Yeah, let's cut the Candlelit Cavalry and just play 23 lands. Glad the 5-drop there. The final answer. We'll bring that 5-drop back in and let's cut the Howl the Hunt. How about that? I would just do even split here. We've got a green-blue gold card early. We've got a bunch of green. I guess we'll just go. I guess can't do even split because that's that's not how that works. Let's go 9 forests, 8 islands.
A great pack. Probably take Crack the rare Croaking Counterpart. I think that card's pretty good. There's a lot of creatures with come to play abilities and stuff. Death Touch and powerful little abilities on 1/1s. I'm not happy about first picking a gold card, but it is splashable. Join the Dance is a lot worse of a splash. I mean, Sacred Foundry is an okay splash if you end up like a red-green deck or something like that. Yeah, overall, I would say bad pack. I would take Croaking Counterpart. Yeah, nothing too exciting here. Looks like we're going to get maybe a drafting the hard way draft. The best cards in the pack, probably like the Socialite, but it's a red-black gold card. The Blood Thief. I guess we could still go blue-black and just end up splashing the Counterpart. The Unnatural Moonrise, similar. Probably just take the Blood Thief, I think. Just because it's one color and depending on what we see the rest of the way, we can certainly make use of it. Yeah, we're not going to get to play all of these cards, and I like Eaten Alive just fine, but it just feels like Black-Red is what we're seeing. I guess maybe not. Maybe this is just a really good pack, because there's Burly Breaker too. So for Burly Breaker, Eaten Alive, and Socialite in the pack here. This is a hard draft. Let me see. Yeah, you're probably supposed to take Eaten Alive following Blood Thief, and then start to solidify in black, I guess, a little bit, and can splash if you want to use the Counterpart, or can drop it if you play Black-Red or something. I'd probably take Eaten Alive. I mean, awkward, but probably grabbing Storm Skrillex. It's a really good card, and if I wasn't taking it, I'd be taking like Ecstatic Awakener or Falcon Wrath Perforator, which are like filler-ish. Winterhorn Blessing, I guess. If I'm gonna splash, I can splash that too. So, again, it's a good card, and I'm not excited about taking it. But if I'm not taking it, what am I taking? Neonate's Rush. So, I mean, now I'll take the trope, which I actually like a lot. This is a clear pick, in my opinion. One of the clearest that we've seen. Startle, I like a lot as well. I don't really like any of these, especially for our deck, but blue-green does want to block and put cards in its yard sometimes if we go there, so I guess the Amalgam could be a playable card. Pretty easy Gale Drifter. I mean, obviously white is open, but we can't play white from here. We're going to do some combination of blue-green-black or red, maybe splash green or something, but probably some combination of green black, or probably some combination of either blue black splash green or blue green splash black or something like that. Here I will grab the Neonate's Rush though, just in case we do blue red or whatever, because the rest of these cards suck. Harvest Head Sentry, only playable in the pack, even remotely near our colors. And this is best of 3, so Plummet's a good sideboard card if we go green. A Field of Green, I guess, I don't know, sideboard it in, whatever. We're not going to play these cards. think I won't. I mean, Dawnheart Mentor is probably the second best card in the pack after Catilda, which again, we can't really make our way to white from here. So that's a pretty clear pick, I think. Green seems open. We got green cards late. I don't think we saw much black late. I think we want to settle into blue-green from here, which is a good archetype. So I'm going to go with the Creeper. I think the Creeper is definitely better than the Geist. Reason to take the Geist would be in case we like play green, black, splash blue. But we got the Gale Drifter, the Startle late. I think blue-green, and that blue-green gold card, the Blessing, came pretty late, not the rare we first picked. So I think we're going to probably make our way back to blue-green and take the Creeper. Just another easy Mentor. I like that card a lot. I think Dawnheart Mentor is really strong. It blocks well for 3 mana. It gives you a body if they can remove it, and if they don't remove it, it wins the stalemate, wins every late game. Dissipate for blue-green here. Admire, same deal. Blue-green's like a defensive ramp deck. You don't mind these cards with reach that turn into better things in the late game. It's kind of what we're looking for. It's not a great card or anything, but it's along the lines of what we're looking for. Probably take the Eaten Alive now in case we splash black for double Eaten Alive or something like that. Obviously, we're not going to play the Blood Thief, but single black if you sack something. Like Winterhorn Blessing, I just think it's a very good card. There's no way we're going to use any of these. I guess the Jack-O-Lantern can be a mana fixer. Probably Component Collector over Amalgam number 2. Oh, no, wait, sorry. This is best of 3. Return to Nature is okay sideboard card. If it was best of 1, I would take the Collector, but for best of 3, I'll grab a sideboard card over filler playable. Return to Nature. Yeah, well, now we can grab Collector. No Way Out, I guess. Same deal. Don't know if we're going to use it. Return to Nature. Same deal. Siphon Insight. Maybe we slash it. Probably not, but maybe. Obviously, Windmill Slam Huntmaster, like, it might be the best card in the set. It's way, way, way up there. You know, whether it's number 1 or number 5, that card is just completely and totally ludicrous, and we're green, so. Easy Rejuvenator. Not an amazing card, but we do have those Eaten Alives. It'd be nice to splash some removal into a blue-green deck, potentially, especially if we get some zombie making, which we're going to try and prioritize. We've got the Startle. But yeah, definitely Rejuvenator as a black source, I think. I have to look at our instance and sorcery count for Delver. Delver is just strictly a card that, like, you know, if you have 10, it's good. If you have 6, it's bad. Basically, like, it just depends how many you have. Doesn't look like we have that many. I guess with the black splash, the number starts to get up, but seems like we're more on like a 4 or 5 instant sorcery count than an 8, 9 at this point. And as far as flashback, we're pretty good, right? We have the 2 Winterhorn Blessings, we have the counterpart, we have the Mole Drifter, so I guess I'm taking Ominous Roost. I mean, I think Ominous Roost is fine, and if you draft around it in blue-green especially. I don't think you want to be taking it this early, but, like, I mean, we're pretty committed to blue-green at this point, so it's basically Ominous Roost or Delver Secrets, or, like, Consider or something. I don't know. This pack is pretty horrible for us, and I think Ominous Roost is something we can use. Again, pretty bad pack. We're going to play any of these. As if we do, probably be the path to Festival for the black splash. I mean, 2 Eaten Alive is a pretty good splash if we decide we want to do it. Yeah, I'm in the path just because, it's, like I said, it's over nothing, basically. Can you sort by curve? Is that doable? Because, like, Pestilent Wolf is not one of the better cards in this pack for our deck, but I don't recall getting that many 2-drops, so I'm trying to, like... Okay, yeah, it's sort by curve. So we have Creeper. As far as, like, proactive 2-mana cards we can play on turn 2, we have, like, Sentry, which is filler, and Creeper, which is good. But, like, I mean, I think Ferment Sage, Rejuvenator, Startle, Sentry, Farmer, like, Pestilent Wolf would be one of my last choices in terms of power level. But it's pack 3, and I just want a playable 2-drop, so I'm taking Pestilent Wolf here. Same deal. Pack 3, and we need some playable 2-drops. So I'm just going to grab the Wolf's Wall. It's not over anything great. I think Gale Drifter is better, but, you know, based on curve. Fading Hope is a nice, cheap, interactive card for the deck, I think. Pretty clear choice here over Gale Drifter. So again, how many instances source? So we're going to actually play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, not that many. I don't think we're playing Delver. Let's do Old Stick Fingers in case we splash, which I think we're leaning towards. Plummet for the sideboard. And I guess the Harvest could be good if we're blue-green self-mill. I mean, I don't like that card very much, but I also just don't draft green-black very much. But 2/2 zombie tokens, X number of creature cards in your graveyard rounded up. Yeah, so I mean, could be good for blue-green, like, self-mill. I'll definitely take it here over, like, 3rd or 4th Plummet. There's no way we're going to use any of these cards. Just take the Bramble Armor, I guess. And turn the Earth, same reasons. Take Fingers. Yeah, so you can start by removing the Blood Thief and the No Way Out. If we splash black, those cards are not cards that are going to get splashed. Not even considerable. And then Bramble Armor out. Plummet out. I'm going to return to nature sideboard cards for us, obviously. Let's see. Looks like we have plenty of better 3s. Component Collector's not going to make our deck. Okay, now we actually have to actually think about whether we want to do the black splash or not. So the Stick Fingers put creatures in our graveyard, which works. And let's see, the rest go on the bottom, so that's not great with like the Winterhorn Blessings and stuff. But it would put cards in our graveyard for that black, green, gold rare if we wanted to use it. As far as our black sources, we have what? Rejuvenator, Coil Creeper, and then Path. It's not bad for free sources. We're at 27. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 black cards. So we'd be at 21 if we cut those. We can put the Jack-o'-lantern in, probably play as a free black source if we slash, unless we're 2 colors blue-green. So yeah, the Amalgam looks good in the deck. The Ominous Roost is pretty good. They have a decent amount of flashback and disturb. I think probably gonna splash the black. Turn the Earth is not a playable one, right? That's the like shuffle cards back in. Yeah, use that. Siphon Insight's fine, but we're not gonna play that off the splash. It's not like a late game X card or something. Yes, it's not easy from here. Maybe one Stick Fingers just because it's off the splash and it's legendary. It seems like a good card for our deck, but we do have a pretty heavy black splash at the moment. Maybe, what are we looking to most cut? Like a spell that doesn't come back from the yard or anything like that. Doesn't really have synergy with anything. Maybe like 1 Eaten Alive, bring the splash down a little. Looks a lot more appropriate for like a 1 Swamp. And a couple of potential free sources. Not sure, but I think this is probably the right amount of lands for our deck with the Jack-o'-lantern and the Creeper. I mean, we could play 17, it's pretty close, but if we can get enough mana sources, what would it be, like 8 forests, 7 islands, 1 swamp? So the downside would be only having 8 green, because 7 blue with the green sources. You know, with the green cards, the 3 blue mana is definitely enough. So we'd only have 8 green, which means Jack-o'-lantern's kind of a nice green. Blue doesn't really help unlock green very much. Pretty close. We flash back a lot. We probably want 17 lands. We probably want to be 9/7/1. So what's the last cut? Yeah, we don't have that much. Let's just lose Ominous Roost. Maybe like Passable, because I don't think that's a very good card. I think we have enough on our free black sources. I'm gonna go back in something. Sorry. Maybe, but I don't think this is a deck that wants Path. We're not really ramping into much. We'll just cast our Huntmaster. I like the Jack-o'-lantern more than the path here for fixing. I was kind of keeping the path in because of the roost, I think. Actually, the roost 1/1s give you some, live tokens to sack potentially. I have a lot of like small synergies. That's why it's a hard build. It's not like a strictly power level build. It's like, which of these last cards that work well together do we want to run? Stick Fingers is going to put a bunch of creatures in our yard. We're mostly creatures. Should be a decent card, but could get rid of that. Colors Harvest is number of creatures in your yard. We don't have anything that exiles, right? Or stuff our creatures from our yard profitably or something. Just like the one disturbed creature, Gale Drifter, won't go back to the yard. I changed my mind. Let's go heavier on the black splash. I think at the Fading Hope. I think what I want to do is cut the Fading Hope and put back in Path and Omnis Roost and the other Eaten Alive, and then now we make 1/1s to sack with Roost. We make 2/2 zombies to sack with Ghoul Colors Harvest. We can sack the 2/2 wolves from the Hunt Master. We got the Croaking counterparts. We got the 1/1 tokens from the Dawnheart Mentor. I feel like we can use these Eaten Alives as removal pretty effectively. So I think this is something like this is where we want to be. Maybe just lose Dissipate since it's double blue. It's the last card. Because I think we're going to play like something like 9-5-3 or something like that. And I went the other way on the splash. And obviously, we weren't seeing a lot of blue in the seat, but we were seeing blue and green gold cards, and our blue-green gold cards are excellent. I think I feel this, and like, let me think if it's 9-6-3 or 9-5, or 9-6-2 or 9-5-3. It's going to be pretty close. Reaper's a blue source that produces black. Draws a card. Probably supposed to be. Do we need blue early at all? Just Creeper. I know we didn't see a lot of blue in this draft after pack 1, which was actually kind of weird because we got those blue cards late pack 1, but I don't really know about drafting green black very much. I didn't see much black either. We really probably were supposed to find green white in the seat. Yeah, I think it's 9-6-2 just because the Creeper produces black and Startle draws a card, and like Roost, you need to get going right away. Do we have 5? Literally have like 8 cards that cost blue mana and 2, 3, 4 that cost black. Yeah, I think it's 9-6-2.
All right, I'm going to first pick Falcon Abomination. For me, it's between that and Shipwreck Sifters, but I think both take you down different pathways, but Falcon Abomination takes you down the pathway of the best deck in the format, which is blue-black, so it's a first pick, Falcon Abomination. All right, my pick out of this pack is Shipwreck Sifters. Nothing of consequence should wheel out of this pack, in my opinion. Those cards being Candlegrove Witch, Gale Drifter, or Stromkirk Blood Thief. And I have Sifters ranked higher than Gale Drifter, so that's my pick. I'll take Eaten Alive. Just really good removal spell. Best card in the pack. Pretty straightforward, I think. Ecstatic Awakener. Again, pretty straightforward. I think best card in the pack, and I actually don't like the, what is that, Heirloom card? Whatever that black uncommon is. I don't like that card. No Way Out. Mind Rot is actually really good in this format, and the fact that it makes a 2/2 zombie is actually makes it pretty good. So, give me that one. I'll take a second No Way Out. Though I will note that the Coffin Purge that makes a 2/2, the other black card in this pack. I think that card's actually quite good, and I don't think that people rank it highly enough. Startle, best card in the pack by a lot. I'll take Blood Pact. I don't think Bat Whisper is very good, so I'll take Blood Pact. Croaking Counterpart. Nothing to note, really. 7/6 Menace, though I hope it doesn't end up in my deck because it's not that good. Yep, that thing. Rotting Reunion. Fantastic card. All right, I'll take the Heirloom Mirror. I'll take Abandon the Post. And the Mask. All right. So now we're in pack 2. Kind of a weak pack, but my choice is going to be Locked in the Cemetery. I'd rather have the removal spell over Novice Oculist, and I really don't think there's much else under consideration right now. So yeah, Locked in the Cemetery. Extremely weak pack for Dimir, but I'm still going to take Geist Wave. I like to have one of those in my Dimir decks if I can, so Geist Wave it is. Olivia's Midnight Ambush, which I actually think is actually pretty close to Revenge of the Drowned, but I'm going to take Ambush over. Give me that black removal spell. I'll take a Dissipate. I like that card well enough. Makes my deck a decent amount of the time. I'll take Crawl from the Cellar here. Ooh, actually, hold on. Siphon? Actually, I'll take Siphon Insight. I've never played with it before, but I'll take it. Eaten Alive. Actually, never mind. I'll take Gale Drifter. Need something to sacrifice those Eaten Alives. Yeah, give me Blade Brand. And then I'll take the blue card. Just gonna take the on-color cards. Take the Blade Brand. I'll take the third copy of No Way Out. That's a lot of those. I'll take the Outlaw. I'll take the Combat Trick. The 3/2 stinks. And sure, Pack Betrayal. All right. It is time for pack 3. Come on. Can I get anything? Okay. I won't complain that much. Siege Zombie is my pick. I am sad to be passing Tolvalar's Huntmaster. That card actually hasn't impressed me that much, though, weirdly enough. So, yeah, Siege Zombie for me. Really? Okay. I mean, I didn't want like a good rare or uncommon. I would have just taken like a fine common. I can't splash. God. Yeah, I have no way to. Okay, Arrogant Outlaw, second pick, pack 3 in my non-vampire deck. It is. Okay, that's a little bit better. No, Deller's garbage. Actually, that's not much better. Well, this is what Kyle would take. I'll take Secrets of the Key over Consider and Rotting Reunion. Card's better than I think it is, so I'll take another checking. Yep, another Seed Zombie. Fill out the curve, relevant text. That one's actually close. Yeah, that one's actually close. I'm gonna take. Oh wow. I'll take Filament Sage or Firmament Sage, whatever it is. It's better than I think. Give me Gale Drifter. And my deck is so mediocre. Gosh. All right, give me the 1-mana bounce spell. I like that card. Corpse Sacrifice thingy. Actually got to play with that today. It's actually pretty good. I don't really need a second Secret of the Key. I don't need a fourth No Way Out. So I'm not gonna play Stuff Bear. Give me another Secrets of the Key, I guess. I'll take the black green card. Never know. I'll I'll take. I should take the black card. Yeah, Rotting Reunion. Exorcism, I guess. Sticky Fingers, and the Wolf. Oh, well, let's cut one reunion. You can cut a search of the key. Search of the key. Okay. You can cut the other search of the key for now. Okay. Cut a No Way Out. Cut both blade brands. Let's we're 27. I gotta get to 24, I think, for this sec. Component Collector. Get out of here. 3 drops. Top blue card. Yeah, that thing sucks. This deck, that thing's almost as bad as my deck. Cool. I'll say, okay, you can cut Dissipate. You can cut Locked in the Cemetery. Cut a Blood Pact, add Secret to the Key. Please and thank you. Yeah, this 8 islands, 8 swamps.
Couple standout cards here. Pick one, pack one. I like the power level of Sacred Fire, but it's kind of iffy to take a 2 power cards or 2 color cards. So I'm looking at Falcon Abomination, Gale Drifter, and between the two, man, I really like Falcon Abomination. Just so much value for a 3-drop, so I'm just going to take that here. And to follow the Abomination up, we have maybe 2 cards that really lend their eye to me, the Stromkirk Blood Thief and the Gale Drifter. And given that I've already taken a blue card, I don't actually mind just taking maybe a slightly less powerful card in the form of Gale Drifter, just to stay on 1 color for now. So let's take the Gale Drifter, pick 2. Yeah, I'm going to go with Burly Breaker as just what I believe to be the most powerful card in the pack. For here, it's between like Locked in the Cemetery and Ecstatic Awakener for me. I mean, the Locked in the Cemetery is more filler removal, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the black card, take the Ecstatic Awakener. Okay, well, pretty easy blessing now, I think. Like, we already took the Burly Breaker, which is a fantastic green card, and I think blue-green is actually a really solid archetype, so that's a slam dunk. I guess I would question who I'm drafting with and then just take the Contortionist Troop. These are pretty much second-rate cards. I think in blue-green you tend to go for the Graveyard Synergy archetype, which isn't as good as the blue-white, but I'm okay to take the Otherworldly Gaze here. And yeah, pretty easy pick of the Drown Yard Amalgam. Nothing really close in this pack, and I don't love the Amalgam, but again, good synergy with what we're planning on doing. Yeah, I guess I'll take the rare. I don't think this card is super playable by any means, but I mean, it's on color and it could find a home. And we'll just take a sideboard Return to Nature. Not really think much of any of those white cards, although there are some white cards going around. Yeah, we'll take like the Candle Trap maybe. If I really need some kind of removal, we could splash that. Okay, another good option. So it's between like a sideboard card in the form of Plummet or Tapping at the Window. I'm going to go ahead and take the Tapping at the Window because there's a good chance that it makes the main. Field of Ruin, sure, if the opponent has like Hostile. And yeah, last pick. Okay. Pack number 2. We're just going to take the Mentor. Green, nice green uncommon. Actually plays a lot better than it looks. Oh yeah. And now I'm pumping my fist silently. One of the people that's going to be like, what is this still doing here? But we'll just take the Creeper. There's not much else to say. That card is fantastic, just standalone, and a real player in blue-green, which looks like we're going. Okay. Kind of interesting because I don't mind taking a second Mentor, but Gale Drifter number 2 and Revenge are both considerations here. This might be the hardest pick so far in the draft. There's also that Olivia's Midnight Ambush, which blue-green's not super well known for having its removal, so that is something that we could consider taking, but I think I'm just going to stick with the Dawn Heart Mentor. It's, again, pretty good. 4 toughness creatures do a lot of work in this format, and I'm happy to have it. All right, another pretty mediocre pack for us. Dissipate is playable. I mean, there are some other good cards in other colors, but we'll just take the Dissipate. Oh, Slam Dunk Bird Admirer. That's one of my favorite cards in the format. Just basically blocks every flyer in the set and does everything you want. We'll take a Silver Bolt this time. Yeah, it's actually really good removal in the format, and it goes in every deck. Okay, another easy... Well, okay, I take that back. Now we have the choice between the Cemetery and the Gale Drifter number 2. Let's take a look at my removal real quick. I've got the Bolt. I've got a few counters. I don't actually have that many ways to put too many cards in the graveyard. I guess at this point I'm going to go ahead and just take the Locked in the Cemetery, just because I want to prioritize some removal at this point. I'm almost never going to play the equipment, but if we're going to splash, then the Lantern actually has some utility, so take that. Again, another 1/4 that... This one's not as good as the Bird Admirer, but we'll go ahead and take the component. And take it again. Last few picks. I'm not really hating on anything, but I guess we'll take the Mind Rot effect. Kind of annoying. Another Return to Nature is fine. Nice to have those for the board. Yeah, let's rare draft. And yeah. Okay, well. Not much to say here. We're just going to take the rare, which is one of the best cards in the format. Conveniently on color. I mean, now it doesn't really matter. We just kind of want to make sure we don't die, and this Dawn Heart Rejuvenator not only gets us to 6 mana, but also makes sure we don't die, so... We did just pass another Ominous Roost, and I love that card, but this is not the right deck for it. We're taking this Consider. Not only does it have good synergy with all the graveyard cards we had taken previously, but again, we're just looking for the Hunt Master now. I guess here we're going to go with Secrets of the Key. I'm a little bit worried about overall creature count, but I think this card is going to make it in the main. Ooh. Permanent Mage versus Farmer, and I don't think any of the other cards are much of a consideration. Farmer's a real role player in the green decks. People underrate it for sure, so we'll farm it up. Yeah, and I will go ahead and just take the Wolf this time. We have enough of the top end, but a 2/2 Wolf that can gain Death Touch can block some early game nonsense. And here, let's go with the Hope. Let's just take the Bounce spell. Buys us some time. Gale Drifter's great and all, but I think we want the interaction. Yeah, all these black cards are not very good. I'm just going to take the Bounding Wolf. Another Plummet for the board seems fine. And do it again. Although I guess, at this point I might actually consider hate drafting, although that's not... Yeah, I'm going to take the Flesh Crafter instead of the Plummet. I have enough of those anyway. All right, Faithful Mending, sure. And take the green card. Hey, actually, I'm really happy that Wolf came back, but yeah, easy Wolf. So I'm pretty happy with the overall look at the curve. Easy cuts to start off are just cards that I would almost never want unless they fulfill a super specific role. So in the 1-drop slot, I'm going to immediately cut the Turn the Earth. On the 2s, Plummet and both Return to Natures are gone. For the 3s, I'm going to cut both of the Component Collectors and the Bounding Wolf. And I'm happy with all of the rest of those cards. Looking at the sideboard again. Oh, Silverbolt should be in the main. Turn of the Earth. Can I read that one more time? It shuffles 3 cards from my graveyard into my... See, how many ways do I have to self? So I'm just debating how many ways that I have to self mill. So if I end up milling like my Hunt Master, do I have a way to get it back? Because one of the cards that I was looking out for in the draft is called like Druid's Revival. It's like the regrowth with flashback. But since we don't have access to that, I might want to play a card like this just to rebuy the value of some of my cards. We're at 24 right now. I'm going to be wanting to run 16 or 17 land. Our curve's not very high. We do have a few ways to also find land in the early game between the, like Consider, Gaze, and the creeper itself produces mana. So let's see. I think we can probably go ahead and cut the Secrets of the Key in the 1-drop slot. And probably get the Turn the Earth in its place. And now at this point, it's like I don't see anything else in the board that I would even consider playing. For game 1 anyways, of course, Plummet and Return to Natures are going to be nice in sideboarded games. But now I'm just deciding if I want to go 16, 17 land and what the last cut's going to be. If I do run 17 land instead of 16... Let's see, creature count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So decent creature count. I'm still not huge on Croaking Counterpart, but it actually plays a really nice role in this deck, surprisingly. Copying a creeper is just, like any creature that has an ability is a good creature to copy, and if you look at it, the majority of the creatures in this deck have a nice ability. In fact, it's just like Gale Drifter that doesn't, and I think that's it, really. Yeah, so the Croaking Counterpart's actually going to be pretty good in this deck. Yeah, I think I'm okay running 16 lands here. We might want to go a little bit heavier on the... or at least initially on the look of things, we want to go heavier green, but then you realize, a lot of the blue filtering early, or a lot of the filtering early is blue, so I think we're just going to put 8 lands of each type, blue and green, and bam, easy peasy, 3-0.
Kind of pack. I guess you probably can't say that, but to walk through this, the rare is a card I like in blue-green, but it's not powerful enough for me to want to first pick it. The Painter, comparably, right? I like it in blue-red, but honestly, I think the card's worse than Festival Crasher in blue-red. So again, I don't want to take it. Join the Dance and Sacred Fire neither of those cards are blue, which is my main problem here. I don't like I think green-white is a lot better than red-white, basically based on the premise of it not being red. And I guess the green-white has quite a few, you're relatively likely to wheel a filler creature, ideally a 2-drop, but Ritual Guardian is playable and technically so is Soul Guide Griff, but I guess the best green-white decks don't want it. And then by far, when I'm looking at the commons, I zone in on the blue cards, and you have Falcon Abomination, which is probably where I'm going to end up. It kind of sucks though, because I guess what I'll say, and this is probably the line that you'll write, because I think people disagree. If one of these blue commons was a flip the switch, I would take it. And part of that has to do with Falcon Abomination is fantastic, utterly fantastic in blue-black. But your best blue-red decks don't play it. Your best blue-green decks don't really play it either. And your best blue-white decks probably play it, but it's one of your worst cards in the blue-white decks would be my expectation, although I have less experience with blue-white than many other players. So Shipwreck Sifters is similar, where it's great in blue-white, mediocre playable elsewhere. Whereas I think flip the switch, basically any blue deck is going to have enough instants to make that card great. So my question here, so then for me, this pick boils down to Painter for blue-red, Join the Dance for white-green, and Falcon Abomination for blue-black. And I'm like super unhappy about it. This is hard. And there's not even like, if there was a card for me to wheel for blue-red, Spellrunner Painter would be more enticing. I'm going to take Falcon Abomination. So I hate Gale Drifter. I basically hate most of the cards in this pack. I mean, Neonate's Rush is a great blue-red card. If I know the Painter's going to wheel, I would take the Rush, but like I really don't want to take it here. The highest upside pick is probably Sifters because it can be playable in any blue deck, and there's a Sifter that I know has a chance to wheel. I wonder if I was supposed to take the Sifter over the Abomination, because then I'd be very happy going Sifter into Sifter. And I think Sifter is better than Witch in the average blue-white deck. Don't really want to take any of these gold cards, and I want to stay blue. So I'll take Shipwreck Sifters. Okay, could have been rewarded by the gold card, but that's okay. We'll just follow this up with Eaten Alive and be pretty happy about that. There's nothing else to say here. Ooh. I mean, I like blue-red, right? And there's the Skrillex and Crasher, which are really good in blue-red, but my blue cards aren't great for it. And I really like Ecstatic Awakeners. So I'm just going to take Ecstatic Awakeners and stay on the blue-black train here. And, you know, if I have to pivot into something else, I'll pivot into something else. Okay, so now we have a pack where, like, there's really nothing good except for this Winterhorn Blessing. Like, I don't actually really like No Way Out in like, blue-black very much. But one of the things that I actually think is important to consider that a lot of people aren't going to think of, if I think of the quality of these packs that I've seen so far, quite literally, the first 4 packs, I don't think I can wheel a card I'm excited to play at all. This draft seems lower card quality than average, and so it may actually be in my best interest to take this No Way Out in order to, or Bat Whisper, which are both like filler cards that like don't make my best blue-black decks, but like whatever if I have to play them, I guess, if that makes sense. There's also Stormrider Spirit, which is a spirit to go with my Shipwreck Sifters, and I could wheel this other Shipwreck Sifter. So my question, I guess, for myself is, am I supposed to speculate on Winterthorn's Blessing? Because I think it's the best card in this pack, even though my blue cards don't really go blue-green, or because of the quality of playables I've seen so far, like all of these packs are kind of filled with trash. Am I supposed to take a card that doesn't make my best decks, but whatever if it's my 23rd card? In blue-black, I think that role is best played as No Way Out. In all other black decks, I think that role is best played as Bat Whisperer. And in all other blue decks, I think that best role is played as Stormrider Spirit. So this is actually a fascinating pick. So now I have to think about likelihood of what's wheeling. Now, if I think about maximizing my chance to win, there's a chance that I could wheel Shipwreck Sifter. There's been a Shipwreck Sifter I could wheel. There's 2 Gale Riders that I could wheel, which would lead towards the Stormrider Spirit. But there's also 2 black-red gold cards that technically could wheel. And the end of these packs are more likely to have these sort of red cards at the end. I can see these like filler red cards that are potentially good in the Vampires deck. And the Bat Whisperer pairs with the Awakener, and the Bat Whisperer, if the white cards wheel, goes well in black-white. So I think when you add these up, assuming the way that things go, if it goes exactly as I wanted, Stormrider Spirit would be the best pick in terms of what could wheel. But I think in terms of what's most likely, given the density of the packs, Bat Whisper is more likely to actually be a high-quality card in my deck. So I'll take the Whisper. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a higher chance that green is the open color. There's a green rare, which is fine. I don't actually think that card's very good. It's just fine. And I actually like Troop quite a bit. I would have been pretty happy if I started. I think actually, like the way that this has started is, that green, white, gold card would have been a nice start, but like that's okay. The question is, I don't think Troop is actually good in blue green, and I don't like black green, which makes me just want to say, like, given my start, let's not touch green. Let's commit to black, and I'm either going to pair it with black, white. I'm either going to pair black with blue, red, or white, and that is entirely dependent on the wheel. I think on average, a no way out is the most likely card to make my deck, so I'll take it. I'll just take Startle here. It's a great common, pretty underrated. Happy to take it. So I don't like a mat. Otherworldly Gaze can be fantastic in blue-white. So like technically I could hedge on it here if the Sifters and the Gale Riders wheel and I pull into that. Although it's going to be pretty hard to get me off this Eaten Alive and Ecstatic Awakener. I don't like Blood Pact at all. Unruly Mob can be good in black-white, but it's not the reason for me to go into black-white. So I'm just going to take another Whisperer here. So none of the blue cards wheeled at all. All of the white cards wheeled. And then there's also a Pax Betrayal, which I have actually had success with. I think, given current curve especially, the correct thing for me to do here is to just take the Cathar Commando. All right, Witch Wheeling is big, but so, okay. I don't remember... Pack 1, pick 1, I wasn't considering any red card or any black card, right? So the next two packs have the red, black, gold card. So the question for me is so like first up, like I could definitely take the Behemoth. Behemoth is a fine playable. I think Witch is better. All of the blue cards, I know at least two other drafters are blue, like at least. And they're taking filler blue cards, not great blue cards, like Shipwreck Sifters and the other ones, which to me says that like if they're taking the filler ones, not necessarily the great ones, they're not going to go off of it. Behemoth I don't even like so much in black, white, or black, red. It's fine. I think I'd rather take the Witch to hedge towards black, white, and then if these black, red, gold cards wheel, I'll slam them and move into black, red. Okay, they didn't, so I'll just take Morning Patrol here, which is a and I'll take the Heirloom Mirror here, and this is going to basically cement me probably in black-white, but I could still be blue-black if I open something great. I guess I'll take Abandon the Posts and the Mask. Man, should have started with the green, white, gold card. Okay, is it possible for me to see what my curve looks like at all? I guess I can just like take a second to like go over it. I guess you can sort by CMC, that works. I don't actually have that many threes. And I already have 3 good things to bring back with the Survivor. I do like Ritual of Hope, but I haven't played enough with these types of decks to know, is Ritual of Hope a good card or not, right? Like, am I happy to have it? Am I not? I already have 2 sack outlets. I have a lot of things that die. I'm going to take the Bereaved Survivor. I see a world where it's a mistake. Champion of Alms is a good card. The backside is a 2/1 first strike flyer, which is cool. The question is it better than Search Party Captain? My gut says no. I will take the Search Party Captain. I could see a world where this is a mistake, though. But Olivia's Midnight Ambush is just far and away the best card for my deck. Okay, I have some 3s now. I have some 2s. I'll just take Silversmith to put at the top of the curve. Is there a way for you to tell me how many humans I have? It's a good chunk, right? Yeah, most of them are humans, right?
7, counting Awakener.
Yeah. So the question is how happy I am about the card Flare of Faith. Like I would play like 1 Soul Guided Gryph. I feel like there's another one that would wheel. I would also only play 1 Flare of Faith, and I currently have a pretty low zombie count for this Crawl from the Cellar. And I'm like leaning quite aggressive, so I think I'm supposed to take the Flare of Faith. Ooh, I mean, I as much as I love the Witch, I think I have to take this Eaten Alive. I don't like Cathar's Call. My curve is getting a little awkward with all these Bat Whispers. But I hate Cathar's Call, so I'll take Bat Whisperer anyways. I guess I'll take another Survivor. And now I need to like never pass anything that costs 1 or 2. It should be pretty easy for me. I think I actually do go wide enough, especially with the Bat Whisperers. I'll take the Ritual of Hope. I don't need a second Flare of Faith. Blessed Defiance is a good trick. No Way Out. I'm like, and the Outlaw, yep. I guess I'll take the rare. So I've committed to black-white. I'm not particularly happy with my black-white deck. Oh my god, are you kidding me? All right. Congrats to anyone who started this draft green. I'll just take Siege Zombie. I think it's a better pick than the Occultist for sure. Just to give me some extra. Ooh, there's a Flesh Taker. So now here's the interesting thing. Do I think I can wheel the Flesh Taker? Because I do really like the Flesh Taker. I think I can't afford to risk it. I have double Survivor, which brings back Flesh Taker, and Flesh Taker flips it. So like, there's really not like I could be greedy and try and wheel the Flesh Taker, but I haven't seen other black, white, gold cards. Yes, like the black cards and the white cards seem like they're flying around the table, but they're all like medium commons. You know, there's nothing that makes me feel like, ooh, I've like really found the open color. And I'm leaving, 3 white cards that I could be happy to play. I think the best one actually, especially with double Survivor, is Gabony Trapper, especially because my curve, I already have Party Captain and stuff, and I need 2. So I'll take the Flesh Taker. I'll take another Morning Patrol. I have 5 3s already. I just need more 2s, right? Yeah, I'll just take another Siege Zombie. Wow. Now basically nothing. I guess I'll take the Celestial Sanctifier, but there's almost no chance I play it. Pretty happy to pick up a Witch here. Cool. I mean, I guess this rare is probably pretty good. Can't be bad, so I'll take the rare. I guess Blood Pact. This was no, it was the next pack. It was the next pack, right? With white cards I wanted to wheel. I'll take a second Ritual of Hope. I'm never playing any of the other cards. Nice. Okay. This is the last pick that matters. Can you sort by CMC, I guess? And move all of the, I guess, sort by CMC, and then can I, before I make this pick, like get rid of the cards that I'm not playing, try and get to like 20 something?
Totally.
Okay. So get rid of the equipment. I guess get rid of Heirloom Mirror. I imagine it's just too slow. Get rid of the Siphon Insights. The Sanctifier can go. The Blood Packs and No Way Outs can go. Okay, how many cards is this? 25? Mm-hmm. And this right now, I have 3 tricks, 4 tricks, 3 removal spells, and then the rest are creatures. And my current suite of 2s is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2s, 7. 8 is a really. I feel like I did the math at some point, and 8 was an important number. I'm going to take the Trapper. It's also my first 0 power thing for Coven, which might really matter. Yeah, I'll take another Blessed Defiance and an Exorcism and Devoted Graphkeeper. So it was interesting because, like, basically the way that this whole draft went, I think the 2 best decks that you could have ended up in were blue-white and green-white. Obviously, I guess the way that you pick changes the bots, but if you start with the green-white card, you end up getting massively paid off with just insane rares, pack 2 pick 1, pack 3 pick 1, right? As well as like green relatively flowing in pack 1. My black cards are good. Alternatively, if I had actually taken the Shipwreck Sifter over the Falcon, pack 1, and then went Sifter into Sifter, I would have leaned into the white cards over the black cards. And then there were just a ton of blue, white, gold cards that I could have taken, right? Still, we can I guess build this deck. I think it's fine. I'm not happy with it, but I think that the general way that this seat was, I'm not unhappy, if that makes sense. So this is how many cards?
29.
29. So I guess you can get rid of the blue one, since that's definitely not going in. Okay. So my first question is like, is Flare of Faith, like I'm going to end up playing, I guess, yeah, if you could make that bigger, that's great. Okay. So right now I have 15, so this is 27. 27. And without any fives, I think I'm good on 16 lands here. With a 8/8 mana base, which means that I have 3 cuts to make. And those 3 cuts are probably supposed to be, I mean, right now it's count creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah. So it sounds like 2 creatures and a trick are the right cuts here. It's interesting. 3 Bat Whispers is awkward, but they're really good with these Rituals of Hope. Like Flare of Faith is a nice trick. So here's the weird thing is like Ritual of Hope is like a card you do want one of and you don't want 2 of because it's so dead early, whereas like Flare of Faith is way less dead early, same with Blessed Defiance, but it's also the most powerful of them. I'm going to cut a Ritual of Hope, but I see that a chance that that's like a massive mistake. I don't think I'm supposed to cut any 2s, any 1s or 2s, so I think I'm supposed to cut A3 and A4. I think that leads me to cut an Outlaw and a Whisper. And this would be 24 cards, 8/8 mana base. Maybe it's 9/7. I don't really want to do 9/7 because the Awakener can ask me for double black. The one thing I'm a little concerned about with this deck, right, with Double Eaten Alive, Awakener, is that I actually like, when I don't have a Survivor or whatever, I don't actually want to sacrifice that many things, you know? But I guess this is still like good tricks, good removal, good curve, aggro deck. I wonder if actually Can't Stay Away is a mistake. Then again, it's so good with these Bereaved Survivors, right? Like in the late game, right? I have enough 1s and 2s, right? Because I think that adds up to 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That the Can't Stay Away Bereaved Survivor as like my way to grind. Like if I can like, I have 3 removal spells and a bunch of tricks to like grind, and even Trapper to like grind through what my opponent is doing. And then when we get into top deck mode, I'm going to be able to have a flip Bereaved Survivor. I have 4 sack outlets too. Yep, this is where I'm gonna end up, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I'm with 16 lands, and I do have with the Bereaved Survivors and the Morning Patrols and the Can't Stay Away and the Ecstatic Awakener and the Gavany Trapper, I do have like some things to do with my excess mana.
I'm taking Falcon Abomination. The card, like Sacred Fire, in a vacuum in another format or whatever would be a better card, but that's not what this format is. I'm not willing to first pick a red-white card, basically full stop. And I think Falcon Abomination is the most powerful and open-ended card here that doesn't put me down a path that I consider dangerous. This is not a strong pack. Vampire Socialite is the only really impressive card, but I don't want to move into red-black. Again, my preference for avoiding red is pretty strong. That leaves me basically between Shipwreck Sifters and Candlegrove Witch. There was a Shipwreck Sifters in the first pack that I didn't take. I could potentially table that. And I do like the blue-white deck. And I think Shipwrecks, basically I already have a blue card, and I think Shipwreck Sifters is a lot better in blue-white than Candlegrove Witch is. So I guess I'll just take Shipwreck Sifters here. Kind of wishing I had 2 Vampire Socialites. Good on whoever's willing to do that here. I think I am... So if I'm committed to the Shipwreck Sifters, I would take the Morning Patrol, but I think Morning Patrol is enough weaker than Eaten Alive that I'll take the Eaten Alive and see which way the wind is blowing here. All right, pretty happy to see Ecstatic Awakener. I think there's a good chance it's the strongest common in the set and somewhat underrated. Given that I got an Eaten Alive 3rd and Awakener 4th, seems like a pretty clear sign that that's where I should go. Sorry to the person who I passed these 2 Socialites to. Winterthorn Blessing is the only exceptionally strong card here. Neonite's Rush is probably, good for those people, but not for me. Bat Whisperer is fine and in color. It's between Winterthorn Blessing and Bat Whisperer. Because Winterthorn Blessing is gold, I don't want to take it as a strong sign that I should be moving into green or something. So I'll just take the Bat Whisperer here. Now, Contortionist Troop is a much stronger sign that I should be in green. Maybe I'm supposed to combine that, plus the fact that this green rare is here, plus the fact that I just saw the Winterthorn Blessing is a sign that green is open. Also, these black cards aren't particularly good. The white cards aren't particularly good. So the options are Troop, Flare of Faith, and Otherworldly Gaze. Flare of Faith and Otherworldly Gaze would both be only good if I'm going into white, basically. Certainly not good if I'm blue-black. I'll take the Troop here. Just upside. This is just like a really easy startle. Not seeing green. Don't care about these. I guess it's just another Bat Whisperer and a whatever. All right, so now this is the pack I opened. The Shipwreck Sifter didn't table, but there are white cards here. I guess I take the counterpart because I'm pretty sure the Shipwreck Sifter not tabling means I don't want to fight someone for blue-white. I guess I could potentially abandon blue and go into black, or go into black-white, but I don't think that Soul Guide Griff is good enough to try to do that, and I prefer blue to black anyway. So I guess I'll take the Croaking counterpart, not really expecting to play it. I really don't like Behemoth. I guess the 2 Bat Whisperers help it out, but I think it's just really bad. I'm gonna take the... It's so unlikely that I use Candlegrove Witch from here, since I don't have any white yet, but I'm gonna take the Witch. I don't want to go further down the white path if I can avoid it. I'm gonna take the Harvesttide Sentry here. I bet a lot of people would take the Mirror in this spot, but I think it doesn't have a place where I want to use it, whereas tapping does, so I'll take tapping. I don't care. I'll take the field. And that's about wanting to pass the red card. Don't like the blue cards. Not going to take a green, white, gold card. There isn't a good... whatever. The black card's irrelevant. So this is a pretty clear Dawnheart Mentor. Willow Geist is incredibly hard to use. Not taking Blade Brand. Not taking a mono green card. Seems like a fairly clear Root Coil Creeper. This is between second Dawnheart Mentor and Revenge of the Drowned. Dawnheart Mentors are not good in multiples, whereas Blue-Green is really looking for interaction. I guess there's also an argument for Olivia's Midnight Ambush, but I think I would prefer to be blue over black if I'm only one of them. So I guess I'm taking Revenge here. I think any of the 3 would be totally fine. Yuck. The good cards are the 4-mana white cards. It's between Dissipate and Bramble Armor. And I think I want to take Bramble Armor. It's a weird feeling, but this is between Bird Admirer and Crawl from the Cellar. Crawl from the Cellar is nice if I end up 3-color. I'm not hoping to do that, but given that I'm like Bramble Armor, well, I guess that's not a given. I have to be. Let's see. I guess my blue is just not that good. I have the Abomination and a Startle. Yeah, I should take the Crawl from the Cellar. And then that means I should take the Eaten Alive. Now, pretty hard not to take the Winterthorn Blessing. I don't need more Bat Whisperers. Yeah, this is a mess, but I'll take the Winterthorn Blessing. I have to take Jack-o'-lantern here. It's too likely that I end up needing to use all my colors. I guess Drownyard Amalgam. Is there any way I blew 2 Bramble Armors? Well, I'd be happier to play 2 Bramble Armors than to play a Component Collector, I guess. So I'll take the armor. No Way Out. Outlaw. Siphon Insight. Oh, well, that's lucky. I'm going to take their. I guess I have to take Dawn Heart Rejuvenator here. I don't think this is a Delver deck, sadly. I would kind of wish I had 2 Ominous Roost and just like Hard Forest blue-white, but I don't know how I would have been able to do that. There really wasn't enough of it, I think. I guess I just take the Consider. That's so bad. Check my spells again. Yeah, I don't think I'm delving. All right, I'll take the Consider. Siege Zombie. Farmer. I think that Candle Guide is a trap. I guess Gale Drifter. It's not a lot better, but yeah. Jack-o'-lantern. Other old stick fingers. Yeah, sure. Give me the stick fingers. Siege Zombie. Harvest, I guess. Rotten Reunion. I'm not going to play a 3rd armor. Turn the Earth. Stick. So the like stick fingers plus Ghoul Colors Harvest. This is like combining a lot of rares that are usually bad to try to get to something that's like okay. What's really going on is I want to get these pumpkins in here if I'm trying to play 3 colors. That means I need to cut some things. I like, well, how awkward it is. The problem is that because I have Root Coil Creeper, I want to be splashing black, but my black is just like early creatures and then removal spells that are going to cost double because some portion of the time because I'm not that great at making zombies. That means I definitely don't want to cut Revenge, Startle, or Abomination because they give me the zombies to make this stuff work. I guess I cut. Minimizing green is a tough way to go since my green is fixing, but I think that's what I want to do. This man is going to be a nightmare, but I think cutting those are just like my weakest cards. Well, Harvest Right's interesting. Good. Maybe the Outlaw. The Outlaw is like defensible because of the Siege Zombies specifically, but That's still pretty whatever. Certainly nowhere near as good as my other 3s. I guess I could cut the amalgam now that I'm not like that dedicated to trying to throw creatures in my graveyard. But it can like dig for Huntmaster / Crawl. Yeah, somewhere something 1 or 2 cards from this. Yeah, how atrocious is my mana? Blur. All right. Well, that's what I got.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm always so hesitant to go into double colors. So like in pack 1, to keep myself open. I think I take, God damn it. I take that stupid fucking abomination, that Falcon abomination. I think so. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow. Rares for everybody, huh? All right. I like the Blood Chief. I would probably take that. Oh my God, damn it. Probably Eaten Alive here if I had to pick. It would be between that and Burly Breaker, but I would pick Eaten Alive. Awakener, for sure. Either that or Baby Jail, but Awakener. Oh man. None of these are particularly good. But oh yeah, you said best of 3. I'd probably pick No Way Out, I guess, just to stay in black. I really like Troop. I've been grown on Rotten Reunion too, which I like, but you can always end up with at least one of those. But to see Troop go kind of late like that, I would pick Troop probably. I think the best card in here is probably Startle. So I'd probably pick Startle. I hate the fact that I'm going to Dimir, but I would pick fucking Zombie Horror, the 3/6. Idiot frog. The rare sucks. I hate it so much. It's art. It's Smug Aura mocks me. I think I'm gonna pick probably the Commando. Definitely Crut. Yeah, you can always end up with at least one Rotten Reunion, so that's what I pick. Heirloom Mirror is incredibly slow, but it's Vault Progress and it's in our color, so I picked that. And then, honestly, I pick up Vault Progress for Field of Ruin. I don't play it, but I pick it. Yep, and a mask. I think I'm definitely in at least black. I'm not dedicated to anything else, I think. I really like the Dawnheart Mentor, and we already have a Troop, so I guess I pick up the Mentor. Nothing else is. Keep myself, I guess, open to either blue or green as my second color. Oh, man. I feel like my answer is going to be so different from everybody else's. I think I picked Geist Wave probably here. Another Mentor. Holy shit. Oh, but Ambush. Yeah, I got to pick up Ambush for sure. It's just good. I don't really like to run counter spells because I'm not a coward, but I could, and it is Vault Progress, so I'd probably pick up Dissipate. Oh, yeah, Siphon Insight. Oh, are you kidding me? Finally. Yeah, Siphon Insight. Okay, we're Dimir. Fucking Eaten Alive, absolutely. I have no idea how many creatures we have. Do you know how many creatures we have? Does it tell you?
It doesn't.
Oh, that sucks. I have like a habit of like kind of watching and make sure I have like, I guess it doesn't really super matter with the all the little zombies you can grab. But I'll just go off, don't worry, I'll just go off of vibes. I pick up Gale Drifter here. Blade Brand is a fine trick, especially with the little decaying zombies, and it's in our color, so I'd probably pick up Blade Brand. And I pick up the anal gland thing. What is it? Almagam? Yeah. I'll pick up another Blade brand. No Way Out. That Arrogant Outlaw. I really have grown to like that one. And then I would pick the foil card just because. And that, yeah. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Well, I think I'm definitely, as much as I love Tovolar's Huntmaster, I think I'm definitely in Dimir, especially with Siphon Insight, and I think I pick up Siege Zombie here. Just because that card has killed me one too many times. Well, this pack sucks ass for us. I guess I pick up the rare. I don't think I'll be Soul Tie, but it doesn't seem horrible. People really love Delver of Secrets, and I don't think that it really translates to limited as much as people think that it does. It would be either that or Consider for me. I think I pick up Consider. Another Siege Zombie for sure. Ah, yes, Take Fingers. Oh my god, Sage is so good. I really like that card a lot. It's been very useful. I like pick up the Sage for sure. And I like another Gale Drifter. I have no idea what the hell our curve looks like, but I definitely pick up Gale Drifter. I think Fading Hope is a fine trick, so I pick up Fading Hope. That's a ton of Sticky Fingers and Delvers. Jesus. Why are there so many? I guess Blood Pact. Secrets with the Key. It's also kind of grown on me a little bit. Vault Progress here, I pick up the Survivor. Rotten Reunion. Doesn't hurt to have with all the exiling in the graveyard. Vault Progress for sure. Yeah. Was that 3 packs? What the f were our rares? We didn't get... I usually start from like the right and go frontwards. I think I'm cutting both No Way Outs. I think Heirloom Mirror is too slow, so I cut Heirloom Mirror. And I don't think we can run the Harvest. I don't even know if it's even that good to even run. I probably cut the Secrets of the Key. 1 Blade Brand. Probably Blood Pact and a Rotten Reunion. Probably 9 black, 8 blue.
Okay, there it is. Open Draft Project number 2, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, is in the books. Also, I just want to say, I honestly do not mind swearing, but it was so much fun to go ahead and bleep Voxy. It f***ing killed me. Oh, there, I did it too. Okay, if you want to see all of the deck lists, again, they're going to be listed in the description below, as well as my original article. And if you go to that article, there is a poll where you can vote for whoever you think won the draft by whatever metric you see fit. I also hate in my soul asking for this, but if you would like and subscribe this video, it helps me out a ton. This is a brand new channel, and there's a ton of work that goes into scheduling, recording, transcribing, and then editing all of this that you saw. And it's free. It's free. Just know that if you do, I sincerely appreciate you, and if you don't, you are dead to me. Okay, that's all that I have. I'll see you in the queue, dudes.